Welcome everyone to Jupiter Retrograde, and I am thrilled to get into this today because this is a big retrograde. This happens often. It happens just about every single year for a long stretch of time. But when Jupiter starts to go retrograde, this is when you become even more magnetic. So oftentimes when we hear that a planet is going retrograde, you're like, oh no. And Jupiter's the planet of luck and expansion and all great things. And when you hear it's going retrograde, you might think, oh my gosh, does that mean all my luck goes away? Does that mean all the abundance stops? Does that mean that nothing expands for all these months? No, it's the opposite. It means it's time to bring things in, to become more magnetic. So if you want to become more magnetic, maybe you've been working really, really hard and you haven't seen the results of all the things that you've been doing. Maybe you've been really pushing to make something happen. Finally, you might get the urge to trust, to relax, to kind of fall back and say, okay, universe, show me, show me the rewards. This is the time when it all comes in. So this, as I said, is going to be happening. It started on the 11th, 11/11/2025, and it's going all the way through March 10th of 2026. So it's going to carry us all the way almost to the astrological new year. We're going to go through such tremendous change while Jupiter is in retrograde. And we're going to do all the 2026 Feng Shui soon, guys. So if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe because these are the big videos every year. And we're really going to go for it this year because 2026 is brand new. And we're going to have Jupiter in retrograde as the year starts. So you're going to be attracting things in. You're going to be charismatic. You're going to be dynamic. You're going to be magnetic. It's going to be all the things. And we're going to get into all the Feng Shui shifts that can help you to prosper more. And this is a big one. Looking at your life, looking at where you have felt like maybe you've been on like a flat line in some way where things aren't growing, or you feel like you've been stuck, or the way that you do things doesn't quite work the way it used to. We are really headed into this new time, this new dynamic. How you've been operating has gotten you to where you are now. And where you want to go requires a new shift, an operating basis shift. So I want you to brainstorm maybe now, maybe before the new year, but I would do it now because this energy is just coming in. How can I prosper more and feel better at the same time? And if you hear those words together and you're like, forget it, that's ridiculous. There's no such thing. Believe and trust that there is. Just kind of suspend your disbelief and allow yourself to imagine that you can prosper more and feel amazing at the same time. So this is a way that you can start brainstorming ways to bring your gifts and talents and skills to life. But the other big thing, this is Jupiter in Cancer. And when Jupiter's in Cancer, it has everything to do with your Feng Shui. It has everything to do with your home, your environment. So one of the ways you can prosper much more, and we'll talk about this more when we get into the home itself really specifically, but a huge way to prosper much more is to start looking at all the areas in your home where you bring in abundance. Maybe your desk, your office, maybe your kitchen. If you have a gym, maybe that's one way. Your health is your wealth. And looking at every room as a room of abundance and thinking, how can I make this room thrive a little bit more? How can I bring a little bit more of a feeling of upscale wealth details? Little details make a big difference. I'm going to give you an example. I was just in my kitchen. I pulled out a drawer and I was like, you know what? I bet that there's an organizer I can find for this drawer that's a lot better than the little thing that I have in there right now. And I found it. It was $20 and it was fabulous and it's perfect fit. And this kind of upgrade, now every time I open my drawer, it's together. There's a feeling like things are more in sync, things are more aligned. That's the kind of stuff you can do in your home during Jupiter retrograde. These easy things, these powerful little details that make you feel like, I really got my stuff together. I am ready for a big breakthrough. So keep that in mind as we go through this, because this question, how can I prosper more? How can you prosper more? Is going to be a big piece of everything leading into the new year. This is a number one universal year that we're headed into, which means the freshest of fresh starts. And if you want to make a great big fresh start, you want to think about not just upgrading what you do, but the energy behind what you do. And Jupiter retrograde asks you to look at the long game and to start getting more grounded and look at the long path. So rather than just going, how can I make more money this week? Start thinking, how can I make more money for the next decade? And start planning with that in mind. And instead of looking at, how can I make more money this week? Yes, you might need more money this week specifically, but start planning and making decisions for the longer periods, the month, the year, the next 5 years. As I said, broader view, rather than getting very, very close-minded. You're going to make different decisions to make money immediately than to make money in the long run. And this is a time to start developing. I don't know if you've ever heard of the 80-20 rule, but there is a pretty dynamic amount of research that lots of us spend 80% of our time doing things that don't bring us any real rewards, and only 20% of our time doing the things that bring us the most prosperity, the most abundance, the most of all things. I can make a whole video about this, but I will. But I want you to just think about that. Are you spending most of your time doing things that bring you big rewards? Or are you spending most of your time doing all of these little things that aren't getting you anywhere? Or insisting that you keep doing things that aren't really taking you anywhere? That is something to shift. It's going to make such a huge difference to clear out your life. Decluttering is one of the best ways to become more magnetic. You want to think about upgrading all of your habits so that you feel better. And the way to upgrade your habits is to start doing this. Exactly. Just going, okay, is what I'm doing right now part of the 80% of stuff that's not bringing me anything? Or is this part of the small amount of my activities that are the most beneficial? And if it falls into that 20%, we want to make that 20% the 80%. We want to do just those things more and start dropping out all the other habits, all the other things that are unnecessary. Upgrading your habits so that you feel so much better. Now, we also want to get your home glowing. And this is very important. Your magnetic home is the hugest part of Jupiter in Cancer retrograde. Jupiter in Cancer in general, but Jupiter in Cancer retrograde up until March 10th. And so when we think about your home becoming more magnetic, how can you do that? For the holidays, you can get some holiday decor. Just about every aspect of holiday decor, whether it's pumpkins or evergreen trees or berries or big poinsettias and other splashy flowers and everything to do with gingerbread and pumpkin spice, all of it is a money magnet. All of it. So do a little of it. Even if you don't want to do a lot of it, do a little of it. For the season, even if it's not your holiday, just for the season, seasonal energy. More cinnamon, like I said, more pumpkin spice, get some pumpkins, like fill up space with this energy. I want you to feel things uplifted, grounded, really magnetic. Another thing you can start doing right now, and this is a little habit for your Venus retrograde, is to start cleaning your floors more often. And when I say more often, I mean a lot more often. Start cleaning your floors. If you clean them once a week, clean them 2 or 3 times a week. And when you do it, I want you to imagine your feet like really sinking into the ground, you becoming more grounded, centered, present every time you mop or vacuum. And you don't have to do this like deep cleaning 3 times a week, but just keep doing it. And this energetics, this is going to really stir things up for you. It's going to keep your house feeling higher and lighter and bringing in more abundance, but it's going to help you to feel better and better and more present in the moment, which is huge. Another big thing you can do is to start simmering up all of those spices I was talking about, pumpkin spice, fruit, if you have some citrus, if you have some old lemons, maybe some oranges that are drying up, put them all in a pot, chop them up, add some cinnamon, add some cloves, add some pumpkin spice, simmer it. This is going to bring abundance vibes into your home in such a big way. And that is something that we want. We want more and more and more of this high light energy. And as I said, upgrade your habits to feel better, but also incorporate some of these home habits, because this is where it's at. Cancer has everything to do with your home. This is the time where your home habits, your life habits, feeling at home within yourself, getting rid of all the garbage stuff, the busy work that's keeping you from your genius, allowing yourself to start planning for genius things, allow yourself to start developing more of your brilliance, and allowing yourself to relax more so that you can magnetize more of what you want. This is such a great time to do massive decluttering, and Feng Shui School is starting really soon. It's actually, orientation is starting this weekend. And there is a link below if you've wanted to join us to learn to design homes that make dreams come true, starting with your own. You are getting the free as a gift. It's not normally going to be free. It's going to be a separate program, the decluttering certification as well. So when you join the Feng Shui School this season, you also get the free decluttering certification, which is so thrilling. The whole program is unbelievably amazing. You don't need any training to throw things away. You don't need any training to let things go. What this training is really about, and what this work is really about, is getting to the root of why it keeps coming back and all of the energetics to be sure that it doesn't. And beyond that, to declutter to a point where you really shift into your highest and brightest self. And in all ways, on every level, energetically, with your stuff, with your goals, with your life, with your plans. This whole channel is all about not just designing your home, but designing your dream life, decluttering so that you can live your dream life, Feng Shui in this unique way so you can be in your best life. And so if you're not following along with the channel now, please consider following along, because there's so much to come. And so subscribe, like, share. I don't ask for this stuff very often, guys. I'm gonna make a little channel update. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but these videos usually go out to so many people and they haven't been going out at all. And so I am just committed to getting the work out farther and farther. So if you can leave a comment, like, subscribe, share this with someone who you want to see it, that is always awesome. Let me know how you plan to spend this time making the most of this Jupiter retrograde, bringing in all the brilliant things, and pick even just one habit that makes you feel good and do a lot of it and allow it to light you up, because the better you feel, the better things will be. I love you guys so much, and I will be back soon with more. Happy Jupiter retrograde. Bye.